Good morning. My name is Jamie Gonzalez, and I am doing a presentation on a trip that Mr. DeWald from San Clemente High School and I are putting together to take the two-way immersion students, high school students, to Spain. We're going to be going next spring break, and we're really excited to be able to kind of go across campuses and invite all the kids on this wonderful opportunity. So anyways, I had a meeting at the end of the year, and unfortunately, a lot of people could not make it because, of course, it was the end of the year. So I figured this was the best way to get the information out to you guys. I'm not used to doing this kind of a presentation, so bear with me if I stammer and stutter, etc. Anyways, so here's my information. This first page is important. My name is, my email address is jamiedavisgonzalez@gmail.com. Lisa.wilson@ef.com is Lisa is the representative from Education First. She's very knowledgeable about everything, so if I can't answer a question for you, then she probably could. Here's our trip's website. You just go to your browser and put in eftours.com/1870328TA, and that will get you to the sign-up sheet, to the itinerary, and should be able to answer a lot of questions for you as well. So a little bit about myself. This is too much information, but basically I teach two-way immersion world history at San Juan Hills High School. I've been teaching in the bilingual program for 20 years. I taught for 8 years at Las Palmas in the 5th grade two-way immersion program. I love traveling, and I have two boys, Nate 15 and Sam 13, and that's about it. You can read the rest if you care. Let's see, our meeting, what it will cover: why travel is important, where we're going, our travel partner, the safety approach, what's included and what's not, and how to reserve your spot. So why travel? I'm very passionate about traveling. I think that all of our young adults, future adults, should be traveling because I think it opens up their eyes to the world. So first of all, it will get them out of their comfort zone. It will help them build confidence and independence, helps to develop cultural sensitivity, helps to adapt to globalization. In other words, like to become, seeing themselves as global citizens. It's great for our language immersion program for sure. It increases college and work opportunities, something great to put on your your college applications. And of course, it's just fun, a great way to spend spring break. I saw my 5th graders for many years. I went to 5th grade science camp with my 5th graders, and I just saw them transform the week that they were away from their families. And although they get homesick, it's just a great way for them to become more independent. So I thought it would be great to take this to the international level. So let's see, I'm just going to move on because I have a time limit here. So where are we going? We're going to fly into Madrid. In parentheses, that shows the total number of nights we'll sleep in each location. So we spend 3 nights in Madrid. We'll take a day trip to Toledo on our way to Cordoba, spend a night in Cordoba, then go to Sevilla, spend 2 nights there, and back to Madrid. So I'm going to show you some places. So first of all, Madrid. Madrid is the capital of Spain. It's right smack in the center of the Iberian Peninsula. We will see the Plaza Mayor, which is amazing. This is the Metropolis building. This is the government building. And this is a map of the metro, because this is something I think is really important for our kids. We don't really have public transportation here, so it's a great way for them to see how, we'll give them this map and we're like, okay, we're getting, from here to here. How do we get there? Where do we transfer? Which way do we go? So it's an excellent way for them to, learn and become more independent. This is Puerta del Sol, which is like the center of Madrid. Here's an example of a tapas restaurant, which are not even on every street corner, like probably every 25 feet in Madrid and all the cities in Spain for that matter. This is the Palacio Real, which I will talk about later. Actually, did I put it on the other one? No, I'll talk about it now. The Palacio Real is Felipe II. Philip II was an absolute monarch that moved the capital from Toledo to Madrid in the 1560s. And he wanted to build this palacio, this palace that would outshine the Palace of Versailles that Louis XIV, the Sun King, had built right outside of Paris. So this is kind of a symbol of the absolute monarchy. And the period of absolute monarchs is a big unit that we study in my class and also in AP Euro. So it's a great, it's like really bringing the classroom to life. Okay, next up, Toledo. Toledo is known as the city of three cultures. Basically, it was a place that the Jews, the Christians, and the Muslims lived in somewhat harmony for hundreds of years. It's just a gorgeous city with a gorgeous cathedral. I'll show you some more pictures. Oh, here's my handsome husband, my husband Socorro, and I outside of Toledo. This is 2 years ago, I think. And here's me with Miguel de Cervantes, who wrote Don Quixote, the most famous novel of in Spanish history. On the map, you see Toledo is nearby Madrid. It's about 42 miles south of Madrid. Here's a picture of the cathedral, a Gothic cathedral. Here's the Alcázar, which is a, how do you say that? Castle. I think it's like a castle, like a fortress slash castle. And in Toledo, they're known for being silversmiths and blacksmiths. They were, and also they made guns, they made swords. That was like their artesanía, or their, I don't know if artisanry is a word, but that was their artisanry. Okay. Oh, I had to put this in. Just some delicious food from Spain. Coffee, yum. That's more for you guys because the kids don't really drink coffee, but just look at that, how good it is, yummy. Of course, the famous paella from Spain. And here we've got tortilla española, which is kind of like, it would be like a frittata, I guess. And then here's manchego cheese, which is delicious. Gazpacho, crema catalana, which is kind of like creme brulee. And I already said paella, right? So the kids will be trying all kinds of new stuff, which is great. On to Cordoba, the next spot. So Cordoba, this is a Roman bridge. Cordoba had many different civilizations living within its borders. But the Romans were there for, let's see, I think they got there in like 256 BC, 250 BC, something around that. And here's a bridge that they left behind, which is gorgeous. And then the Moors conquered. So the Moors came in 711, and the Moors were in Spain or in some part of the Iberian Peninsula for almost 700 years. So the Moors came from North Africa and they conquered the Iberian Peninsula, and they brought the Islam to the Iberian Peninsula. They didn't get all the way to the very, very north, but they got almost to the top of Spain. And then they were that's known as La Conquista de España, and then there's the Reconquista, which is when the Christians pushed them back to North Africa. So of course down here in the south, they were here the longest, which is why the architecture in southern Spain is very Muslim looking. It's just gorgeous. So here you can see this is the outside of the mosque. Here's another Alcázar, and an Alcázar is like I said, a castle or a fortress. And here is the mosque. This is the Great Mosque of Cordoba that was built in around the year 1000. And Cordoba at one point was the most populous city in the world, historians believe. So it's amazing. It was the capital of Al-Andalus, which this part of southern Spain is called Andalusia. So in Spanish, I think it's Andalusia in English. And in Arabic, it was Al-Andalus, that's where the word came from. So it's pretty interesting. It's right in the middle of this mosque. When the Christians reconquered Cordoba, they built a Catholic church. So a Catholic cathedral, I should say. So it's the blending of these two clashing cultures that is just amazing. Okay, then next we go to Sevilla. This is the Plaza de España, which is this gorgeous brick plaza with a fountain in the center. This is new. This was built in 1929 for the Ibero-American, like it was kind of like a World's Fair, like an expo. And soon after that, Spain fell into civil war when Francisco Franco, the fascist dictator friend of Adolf Hitler, took over Spain. So pretty interesting. Then I believe this is the world's biggest Gothic cathedral in Sevilla. I'd have to look that up. It's in the top. It's either the biggest one in Spain or the biggest one in the world, but I think it's the biggest one in the world. It's just mind-boggling, gorgeous. Okay, and then here you've got the tomb of Christopher Columbus. His remains are here. And there's a whole section of this cathedral that is dedicated to the Americas. I mean, all this gold came from Mexico. You know, it's just amazing because during this time of Ferdinand and Isabella, they're stealing all the gold from Mexico and then they're putting it into these amazing buildings. And here we have another castle fortress. So it's beautiful. Here's some of my pictures from Sevilla. This is also on my trip 2 years ago. I went to Spain last summer also, but I went to the north that time. So here's, I don't know if you can in the video, but you know, I'll put a link in the email to this video, which is an EF video, it's really good. It shows some kids on the tour, which I think is really important to see. And okay, so that you know where we're going. Now, why do we want to do, I want to do a private group, and I'll tell you why I want to do a private group. We need 20 kids to do a private group, which I think is going to be easy to get. I want it to be 100% in Spanish. The tour guide's speaking only Spanish. I'll be speaking only Spanish. The kids are really going to get into the Spanish mode. So if it's just our Capistrano Unified group from San Clemente, did I mention already that we're going with San Clemente High School and San Juan Hills High School? I'm sure I did. So if it's just us together, then we'll have the flexibility to go where we want to go. I mean, we'll keep the basic itinerary, but if the kids want to have more free time or if they want to go on another structured tour, it's up to us. Okay, this is just some information about an insurance that they offer. This you do not have to buy. This is an optional thing. So just so you guys know, we will have for 24/7, we'll have a local tour director there. So I'm a chaperone. I'm along for the ride. I'm helping the kids with their history, speaking with them, but basically I'm having fun with them. Where the tour guide is in charge of the whole deal. We get one of those really nice coach buses that's going to be just for us. The kids can sleep between different locations. It's going to be great. We have 24-hour emergency on-call service and just basic peace of mind. Here, this shows you an example of all the places all over the world EF has offices. They have one in Sevilla and in Madrid. So they have a local office there. It's not like we're calling back to the United States when we're over here if we do need help. What are you responsible for? So spending money. The trip includes breakfast and it includes dinner. And the dinners are going to be at really nice places. But they will need money for lunch and snacks and souvenirs and, you know, beverages throughout the day or whatever. So they say between $30 to $65 a day and then about $10 per day for tips. And you guys would give me that ahead of time and I give that to the tour director, the bus driver, local guides. That's something that's really important. Passports and visas, they must be valid for 6 months after the return date, and they may take up to 14 weeks to process. So you want to get going on that right away. Visas, if you're a U.S. citizen, you don't need a visa to go to Spain, so that's easy. And then everything that is included in the trip, round trip airfare, hotels with private bathrooms, breakfast and dinner daily, a comfortable motor coach. This, like I said, the Global Protection Plan is optional. You don't have to pay for that. Full-time bilingual tour director. They're not going to be bilingual in my mind. They're going to only speak Spanish. So educational itinerary, sightseeing led by licensed local guides, entrance fees to all the museums and cathedrals, all of these places. And let's see. So here's the price. The program price is $2,900. The trip to Toledo, which I think is really important, is an extra $75. Since we have to go on spring break, so we have to travel on the weekend, we have to pay a $70 extra weekend supplement. And then the global travel protection, like I said, that one is optional. So if you don't get that, you're looking at around $3,000. So pretty good deal, actually. It's a lot of money, but the kids get a lot for it. Payment options, you can pay in full. You can have an automatic payment plan, which is free. And this, I would recommend signing up now. Then you have 10 months to divide it into 10-month installments. So, whoa, I don't know what just happened. So anyways, I just think it's gonna be the most, I don't want to say painless, but the least painful way. Okay, and there's also included a tour donation page, which you can send to friends and family to sign up. To help pay for maybe Christmas presents or something, which would be great. And then here again, like I said, it'd be great if you guys reserved your spot now so I know for sure we got that private tour with 20 kids. You can pay the $95. That gets you the down payment. And it reserves your spot. And then if you can cancel up until like 100 days before or something, the details